So we've set up a few different devices. For example, this one, the red number up there is actually my health. So if I eat an apple, my health goes up. Instead of a food system, I think that the health system would work a bit better. For at least what we have so far. Then we also have like different devices such as like a sword and everything. The sword obviously will be used to kill the player. I mean the different AI. Obviously the different AI needs a lot of tweaking considering it is very glitchy right now. But if I hit the player a certain amount of times based off of my velocity, it will die. So if I hit him very weakly, it will take a lot of different hits to actually do some damage. But then if I hit him hard, it can do some serious damage. Now I'm going to make it different zones for where you hit the player or the enemy, which will calculate the different types of damage that it will do. For example, I'm thinking that let's say if you hit the player or let's just say the player. Let's say you hit the player in the leg, it's gonna do 20% less damage as opposed to stabbing him in the chest. And I think that would be a huge difference and distinction to make. So here is the tree. This is the only tree that has the script right now. All these other trees don't. But basically, if you hit the tree, it's going to spawn a log component. Now, this log is way too big, so I need to fix the mesh right now. But it just goes to show like the different aspects of actually hitting different objects. So for example, if I hit that, obviously the log is going to spawn, and the log is huge. But then I can hit the log, and then the log is going to go into planks that are huge. Same with this one, like that. I'm going to make it to where it's going to adjust its location when it's spawning, so it's not going to be as vicious. But anyway, so we've also got the stabbing component, which is in the plugin itself. So if I somehow, yeah, there you go, detach it, and I attack it again, like that. There we go. We got the planks again, and then, well, the cart got flung around due to the planks flying everywhere. But if I grab this, and then I try it, because this cart is super heavy, I try to pull it like that, we will be able to wheel this. We'll be able to wheel this around. Like this. Okay, here we go. So now we can wheel the cart around, and we can obviously throw the apples like that in the cart. If I threw it properly. But then we can take these different planks, pick up the planks, which are very heavy. So if I let it go, see how it tilts? But you can put the planks in the cart, let's say like that. The planks are way too big, and since they're physics-based, they tip like that, which I think is a pretty good demonstration. But same thing, oh wait, before I grab that, everything is physics-based in this game. So you could hit your sword around like that, and like it basically interact with the environment completely. I need to fix the controller fingers actually gripping. While I was messing around with the plugin, I got the gripping to be a bit messed up. But anyway, we have finger tracking, so I could do like rock and roll, different things, thumbs up, point. I can point at different objects in both hands, which is pretty cool. But anyway, if I could put, like, you could put different weapons in carts, and then you can wheel the carts around, and you have to pivot based off of how you would wheel a cart in real life, kinda. You can, for example, pick up part of, let's say I flip the cart, which is super heavy, like that, and now it's upside down. Purely based off of physics, you can rotate the wheels, which is pretty cool. I'm not even gripping. This would be me gripping. But as you can see, I can slide, I can turn it like that. A lot of different things. You can also climb. I want to make it to where you can only climb by holding on these stones. As of now, you can climb by just going on the wall. But I'm going to have to add different components on these meshes that are just for the brick locations. What we can also do, if I mount on there and I jump off and You probably saw my health bar go down based off of my velocity, and that's another thing that I've been working on. And basically, I'm just gonna walk around and talk. Yeah, so instead of calculating fall damage based off of height and different things like that, I'm doing it based off of velocity. So let's say you're in a trebuchet or something, and you want to, let's say, try to fling yourself over a castle wall or whatever. If your Z velocity, let's say you get stuck to the trebuchet and you get slammed into the ground, you're gonna take that amount of fall damage purely based off of your velocity and the mass of your player. So let's say you upgrade your player and he's carrying a lot of armor and he has a lot of armor on. The player is going to be heavier. Therefore, you're going to be more prone to taking more fall damage, which I think is a pretty good system considering like the different weapons that you're going to be carrying. So let's say you're carrying a sword that has let's say you're carrying a sword that has a mass of. You see, I just died, and this is the spawn area. Let's say you're carrying a sword that has a mass of 25 kilograms, like 50 something pounds, then you're going to be more prone to falling or to dying by fall damage with that sword, as opposed to, let's say you're falling and you throw the sword, you're not going to accelerate to the ground as fast because you're going to have less mass or weight, which I think is a pretty cool and interesting system for this game. But anyway, soon in the next devlog video, we're going to be showing you the different trees and them actually breaking accordingly. So the logs are going to be the actual sizes as opposed to super large logs. We're going to show the different mechanics. So we're going to show like these fences as resources that you can, let's say, take with like a certain machine or whatever, and you can break off one of these different sections and use that as like a spear type of thing. So basically the goal of this game is to make a combat game that you use your physically based environment to defeat the opponent. So you may not have all the resources you want, but you have to think outside of the box. For example, maybe one of these stones are loose and you see one of the stones hanging out a bit. Maybe you could grab that stone off and use that as a weapon that weighs like 50 pounds or something like that, or no, 25 pounds, and then you can throw that at a weapon. At the player. Or maybe you can grab one of these. You see one of these stakes laying on the ground or whatever. Maybe you could grab that and grab a stick or whatever, take it to your blacksmith, and then their blacksmith will put it together into a spear, and then you could use that as a spear. Because there's going to be intervals for the different rounds, which I think is going to be very, very cool. I'm also going to work on a mechanic that's going to limit, obviously, the amount of time you can be climbing, which you'll be able to upgrade soon, and that's completely going to be affected by mass and your different attributes like that. It's like the different type of armor you're wearing, and it would provide you like kind of like a somewhat realistic experience instead of just staying on the wall like this forever and just shooting your bow or whatever, or your crossbow like that. Another thing that I'm gonna add is a limit to swinging, so you're not gonna be able to launch yourself like that, grab on, launch, and launch as you can do in a bunch of games. So stay tuned for the next video. We'll show you a bunch of weapons that we're going to be adding into the game, more cart functionality just like that, and especially like that one, a better 3D model as opposed to that one right there, different planks, boards, rocks that you can find on the ground, different food resources like maybe mushrooms or like flowers that you can use to grind into powder to make like different spell effects. They can attach to your swords, different things like that. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, and stay tuned.